right, some possible changes the Senate might make to one big, beautiful bill. Joining us now, Oklahoma Senator James Lankford, who is a member of the Senate Finance Committee. Senator Lankford, welcome back, sir. You know, John Thune made a great statement the other day, I think it was yesterday. He talked about all these new business tax cut incentives, and he talked about a growth dividend from that. And that issue of the growth dividend, I think, has been mangled up to now. People are afraid to put in a growth dividend, whether you're CBO or Penn Wharton or even the Tax Foundation. Why is that? There will be a growth dividend. We've seen this movie before. Supply-side tax cuts work.
They do. Supply-side tax cuts do work. We saw it in 2017. We've seen it multiple times before. 2017, the Congressional Budget Office had one projection. We far exceeded that projection of income over the next several years because CBO is guessing based on there's not a growth initiative. We know if you have things like full expensing for small businesses, manufacturing, they're going to do more capital investments, which causes more purchasing, which grows the economy of it. Every economist agrees on that. That's one of the many things that we're trying to be able to do in this bill. And it's an area of disagreement between the House and the Senate. The House had full expensing for a few years. We want to make that permanent tax policy. We just think that's good tax policy, period. That's not Republican Democrat tax policy. That's just good economics. And so we want to make that a permanent feature of our tax policy in the days ahead.
I love that, Senator. Just the way you said it. That should be, those depreciation schedules should be made permanent. You're 100% right. By the way, there was a time when you would have had a gaggle of Democratic senators, too, but I guess those days are over. But it's just good policy. That's right. Large companies, small companies, entrepreneurs, you're 100% right. And the growth dividend is going to be out there, whether the CBO admits it or not. What about the spending side? I mean, is there anything you can tell us on the spending side?
Several things. One is it's already the largest reduction of spending in the federal government's history. So I know there are lots of folks saying we need to do more, we need to do more. I get it, but we're not going to pay off the jumbo mortgage in 1 year. We're going to have to chip this away. This is not the last step. This is the first of many steps, but it is the largest reduction we've ever done in spending. Would I do even more? Yes, I would. But with the House, some members of the House would do a lot more. Some are afraid to do as much as we did. They had to get 215 votes in the House. We've got to get 50 plus votes in the Senate, get a common agreement to say this is the right first step, and then we'll come back and take a next bite on this.
Well, I like that. And, you know, that's what Trump is saying in these Truth Social posts where he's defending it. So the next bite, the next bite, the next bite. I like that. Your thing of spending. And let me add, Elon Musk, although he kind of turned tail, he's really going to get on the rescissions. He's going to get a lot of his waste, fraud, and abuse, won't he?
Yeah, these are two different things. The rescission bills are actually what's called the spending that's done every year that's appropriated. That's on a different side. So when we get to this bill, it can't deal with a lot of those things. And I think people get lost in all the Washington, D.C. jargon on all this. But the actual rescission pieces on taking on year by year spending, that's a different vote than what this is. This takes on the big mandatory spending. This takes on the things that happen automatically year after year. They're both and on this. It's not one or the other. It's both. But we've got to get the big one done first and then move to the smaller ones because they'll all be smaller. Let's get the big one done first.
Well, you're right. I mean, look, I would think the Ron Johnsons and the Mike Lees and others would understand that. I mean, they know the process. Rand Paul, they're all friends of ours and so forth. But this isn't the only thing that's going to happen. Now, can you get this done by July 4th, sir?
That is our target to get it done by July 4th. We're all working that direction. So we're going to see what we can be able to do to get that done. So we've got a next couple of weeks of committee work to be able to get this done. Multiple committees are already finished with their work. A few of the committees this week will even release out their work product. Then all those different work products all have to be stitched together into one big, beautiful bill. We are lining up with the House product. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We're taking the good product that the House did. We're doing the Senate tweaks on it. If I can say it this way, 215 House members have their fingerprints on it. Now we got to get 50 plus senators that also put their fingerprints on it, send it back to the House, but it'll still be a document they will recognize in the House. But we'll have a few things that we're going to add to it as well on it, like permanence for some of the tax policy for business. So some of those things are really important to be able to get done.
Senator Lankford, you come back, give us a progress report, sir.
Look forward to doing that. Look forward to progress on this because we got more to do.
All right. Come on back as soon as you can. Senator Lankford, Oklahoma. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very, very much. All right, folks.